Rafael Lima here. I'm learning English for some months and I I made my proper form for studying. I started reading a book and I take an audiobook of this book and I start reading and listening in the same time and listening, reading and another that is a good way to study because you take so much words and learn all the words in the correct sound and you can learn and you imagine that it's important. You imagine, you make images and associate with emotions, and emotions go to your brain, to your subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind is the place where when when a thing achieve this point you learn. When you're training to drive, you is driving and you 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 could be think, oh, what pedal I have to push. Well, now I have to to pass the march and to turn to right. So many things to thought. My God, yeah. And now how? What can I do now? But in one point, you you note that you make all that things without have to think about it. So you achieve your subconscious mind with your driving. So that is the point that I'm talking. If you imagine, if you when you create, I imagine and associate a word to that imagine, you learn that word. So important subconscious mind. The consent mind is the brain mind, is the mind of the calculation, the the mind that you only think. Let me see how can I explain this to you. The important is the subconscious mind is the emotion mind. So when you associate with an emotion, you achieve your subconscious mind, and the brain think in images. So when you see a image and you put the emotion, like if you is learning the word fire and you see imagine a fire and see the fire and imagine you putting your hand on the fire and you feel the heat of the fire, so you associate that emotion with the word and the fire, and you learn the word. That is the thing. I think that I speak too much about one thing for minutes now. I don't know. So that's the thing. Another thing that I starting to make a little a little. Another thing is a thing that a friend said to me one day. He said, "I don't know. They speak so fast. I can't understand anything that they said because they said all very fast. Oh my God!" But I I have that point too. the thing that I said to him was, man, take a video on YouTube. Uh, you have a button that you put and slow down the video. You listen, s- relaxed, or you can you can put the video in the normal speed and watch this and watch 2 times, 3 times until you understand. So when you understand perfectly, you put the high speed, and when you listen, you had understand it before, so you will understand it in a high speed. And when you understand high speed, your brain will you will find the way to understand the English in high speed. That helped me very much. So guys, that things that I'm talking is things that worked to me. Another thing that I had made was was what one videos on YouTube that take some episodes of series and desiccated them with in in parts and in sound to explain perfectly how they say any sound, any word, and they repeat and uh, explain all sentences in a form that you can understand perfectly and uh, past again and again. That helped me in the beginning, and it could help you. What more do you know that can help us to learn? Another thing, guys, is an app that I find a short time. His name is Tandem. Tandem is a app that you can find another people that is learning languages and talk to them. And that is the first app of language that I really talk, because I don't know if the problem is with me, but I I I don't talk so much in others apps, but in that app, the people I start to using it, and the people came to me and talk, and I start in conversations with other people, and they talk with me, and I find interesting people of another countries and talking in Spanish and in English. That's amazing.